You wake up in the morning, but you already feel tired. You haven't even left your bed yet, and somehow it feels like you have already lived through an entire day. You look at all the things you need to do, messages you need to answer, work you need to finish, plans you promised yourself you would finally start. But instead of getting up, you just stare at the ceiling. And then that voice inside your head begins to speak. You're wasting your life. You're falling behind. Everyone else is doing better than you. You're just lazy. But what if that voice is wrong? What if you are not lazy? What if you are simply tired from fighting battles that nobody else can see? Because physical exhaustion is easy to understand. When your body is tired, people tell you to rest. When you are sick, people tell you to take time off. When you are injured, people can see the pain. But mental exhaustion is different. It is invisible. You can smile while feeling completely empty. You can laugh with people while your mind is falling apart. You can say, "I'm fine," while every part of you is begging for a break. And because nobody can see it, they think nothing is wrong. Sometimes, even you begin to believe that nothing is wrong. You tell yourself that you should be stronger. You tell yourself that other people have bigger problems. You tell yourself that you have no reason to feel this tired. So instead of listening to yourself, you push harder. You force yourself to keep moving. You ignore the heaviness in your chest. You ignore the thoughts keeping you awake at night. You ignore how difficult even the smallest tasks have become, until one day you can't ignore it anymore. You sit in front of something that should take 10 minutes, but you cannot make yourself begin. You open your phone, close it, and open it again. You walk into a room and forget why you are there. You try to focus, but your mind feels covered in fog. You want to be productive. You want to change your life. You want to become the person you know you could be. But every time you try, something inside you says, "Not today." And that is when you start calling yourself lazy. But lazy people usually do not feel guilty for resting. Lazy people do not lie awake at night thinking about everything they failed to do. Lazy people do not spend hours imagining the life they want while feeling trapped inside the life they have. The fact that you care so much is exactly why you are exhausted. You are exhausted because your mind never stops working. Even when your body is resting, your thoughts are still running. You replay old conversations. You think about what you should have said. You remember mistakes from years ago. You imagine everything that could go wrong tomorrow. You create problems that have not happened yet, and then you try to solve them. You carry responsibilities that were never yours. You worry about disappointing people. You worry about being forgotten. You worry that you are not doing enough. You worry that one day you will realize you wasted too much time, and the entire time you are still expected to act normal. You are expected to wake up, work, smile, speak, respond, and keep going. Nobody asks how heavy your mind feels. They only notice when you stop performing. They notice when your grades drop, when your work becomes slower, when you stop answering messages, when you stop going out, when you stop being the person they are used to seeing. But they do not see what happened before that. They do not see all the nights you stayed awake fighting your own thoughts. They do not see how many times you had to convince yourself to keep going. They do not see how difficult it was just to get through an ordinary day. And perhaps the hardest part is that you do not understand it either. You remember when you had energy. You remember when things felt exciting. You remember when you could start something without overthinking every possible outcome. Now, even things you once enjoyed feel like work. Music does not sound the same. Games do not feel as fun. Talking to people feels exhausting. Even resting does not feel peaceful because you spend the entire time feeling guilty for resting. So you are never truly working and you are never truly resting. You remain stuck somewhere between the two. Your body is still, but your mind is screaming. And every day, the pressure grows. You look online and see people improving their lives. Someone is starting a business. Someone is traveling. Someone is getting in shape. Someone is achieving everything you wish you could achieve. You see their results, but you do not see their struggles. You compare their best moment to your worst season. Then you use their success as proof that you are failing. But your life is not a race against strangers on the internet. You do not know what they had to help them. You do not know what they had to overcome. You do not know what happens when the camera turns off. And they do not know what it took for you to survive the days that almost broke you. Sometimes survival is an achievement. Sometimes getting out of bed is progress. Sometimes taking a shower, eating something, or answering one message is enough for one day. That does not mean you should give up on your dreams. It does not mean you should stay in the same place forever. It simply means you need to stop treating yourself like a machine. A machine can keep running until it breaks, but you are not a machine. You are a human being. You need rest. You need space. You need moments where you are not trying to prove your value to anyone, because your value is not measured by how many things you complete in one day. You are not more worthy when you are productive. You are not less worthy when you are tired. You do not need to earn the right to rest. You do not need to reach complete exhaustion before you are allowed to stop. Rest is not something you receive after you destroy yourself. Rest is what allows you to continue without destroying yourself. But you also need to understand that rest is not always sleeping. Sometimes you can sleep for 10 hours and wake up just as exhausted as before. Because sleep rests your body. It does not always rest your mind. Mental rest can mean turning your phone off for an hour. It can mean spending time alone without feeling guilty. It can mean going for a walk without trying to reach a goal. It can mean telling someone the truth when they ask how you are doing. It can mean saying no to something you do not have the strength for. It can mean forgiving yourself for not being where you thought you would be by now. You have probably spent a long time believing that being hard on yourself would make you stronger. You thought insulting yourself would motivate you. You thought shame would force you to change. You thought that if you called yourself lazy enough times, you would suddenly become productive. But pain does not always create progress. Sometimes pain only creates more pain. You cannot hate yourself into becoming someone you love. You cannot punish yourself into becoming peaceful. And you cannot build a better life while constantly telling yourself that you do not deserve one. You need discipline? Yes. But discipline without kindness becomes self-destruction. Real discipline is not forcing yourself to run when your legs are broken. Real discipline is learning when to move and when to recover. It is understanding that slow progress is still progress. It is keeping one small promise to yourself instead of making 10 impossible ones. Maybe you do not need to change your entire life today. Maybe you only need to clean one corner of your room. Drink one glass of water. Write one paragraph. Walk for 10 minutes. Put your phone away a little earlier. Do one thing that tomorrow's version of you will be thankful for. Small actions may feel meaningless, but they are how you rebuild trust in yourself. Every time you promise yourself something and do not do it, you begin to trust yourself less. You stop believing your own plans. You say, "Tomorrow I will change," but part of you no longer believes it. That is why the answer is not to create bigger plans. The answer is to make smaller promises. Promises so small that your exhausted mind cannot find a reason to avoid them. Do not promise to work out for 2 hours. Promise to move for 5 minutes. Do not promise to finish the entire project. Promise to open the document. Do not promise to fix your entire life. Promise to make today slightly better than yesterday, and when you complete that small promise, notice it. Do not immediately tell yourself it was not enough. Do not compare your step to somebody else's mile. You moved. That matters. You tried. That matters. You kept a promise to yourself. That matters more than you realize. You're not going to feel motivated every day. There will be mornings when the heaviness returns. There will be days when you fall back into old habits. There will be moments when you believe that none of your progress was real. But healing is not a straight line. Some days you move forward. Some days you rest. Some days you take a step backward. That does not mean you are back where you started. You are returning with more knowledge, more awareness, more experience. A bad day does not erase every good decision you made before it. One difficult week does not mean you have failed. You are allowed to struggle without turning your struggle into your identity. You are not your worst day. You are not the things you failed to finish. You are not the opportunities you missed. You are not the cruel words you say to yourself when you are overwhelmed. You are a person going through something difficult, and difficult seasons do not last forever. Even if it feels like nothing is changing, something inside you is learning. You are learning what drains you. You are learning which people make you feel small. You are learning which expectations were never truly yours. You are learning that constantly being available to everyone can make you unavailable to yourself. You are learning that peace sometimes requires distance. You are learning that not every relationship deserves unlimited access to you. And you are learning that choosing yourself does not make you selfish. You cannot continue pouring into people when you have nothing left. You cannot keep saving everyone while silently hoping someone notices that you need saving too. Sometimes you need to step back, not because you do not care, but because you finally understand that you matter as well. You deserve the same patience you give to everyone else. You deserve the same forgiveness, the same understanding, the same kindness. Think about the way you speak to someone you love when they are struggling. You would not call them useless. You would not tell them they are a failure. You would not tell them that their life is over because they had a bad month. You would remind them that they are human. You would remind them that they have survived hard things before. You would tell them to take their time. So why do you believe you deserve less compassion than everyone else? You're not lazy. You are overwhelmed. You are carrying too many thoughts, too many expectations, too many fears, and too many versions of yourself that you are trying to become at the same time. You are trying to fix your past, control your future, please everyone around you, and somehow remain calm in the present. No wonder you are tired. Maybe the next chapter of your life does not begin with working harder. Maybe it begins with putting something down. The guilt, the comparison, the need to prove yourself, the belief that you must have everything figured out immediately. You do not need every answer tonight. You do not need a perfect plan. You do not need to know exactly where you will be 1 year from now. You only need to know your next step, not the next 100 steps. Just one. And after that, you take another. Slowly, quietly, without needing everyone to understand. One day, you will look back and realize that the version of you who felt completely lost was still moving forward. You just could not see it at the time. You were learning to survive. Then you learned to rest, then you learned to begin again. And that is what you need to do now. Begin again, not with anger, not with shame, not because you hate the person you currently are. Begin again because you care about the person you are becoming. Rest when you need to. Cry when you need to. Ask for help when things become too heavy. But do not give up on yourself. You have not come this far just to decide that your story ends here. This is not the end. This is a pause. This is the moment when you stop running from yourself and finally listen. You are tired. That is true, but you are still here. And as long as you are still here, there is still time. Time to heal, time to change, time to rebuild, time to become someone you are proud of. You do not have to do it all today. Take one breath, take one step, keep one small promise, then do it again tomorrow. You are not lazy, you are mentally exhausted, and exhaustion can be healed. So rest if you need to, move slowly if you need to, start over as many times as you need to. Just do not give up on yourself.